And good morning, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another day of the video diary. How's it going today? Today it is Thursday. I'm back on campus because my car works. I am supposed to be here from 9 o'clock till 6 o'clock today. I'm not entirely sure if that's gonna come true or not. I think the problem was last week's lab was so unuseful that it makes you wonder if it's worth staying for. It's a long time to stay, but also I feel like I need a lie-in and an early night. So I'm not really planning on doing much when I get home. So I don't know whether it's worth staying because I'll be productive here, or whether it's worth going home closer to midday and doing a bit more work at home. I don't know. I'll discuss. I'll probably end up staying here, but I can't tell for now. Otherwise, I do need to upload my daily vlog. I've got it on my hard drive. Rendered it this morning. I did a lot of stuff this morning. I'm surprised I left on time. I woke up, had to have a shave, put my lunchbox together, or something else as well, de-ice my car, and what else did I do? I'm like fucking juggling things left, right and centre this morning. Surprised I managed to leave on time, because no, I don't want to prep my bag, because my bag had been stripped empty so that I could take it to like Bristol Uni and stuff. Like, bloody hell. I genuinely don't know how I managed to leave on time. It's a problem really with going to bed at like 12:30 after a couple of wines. So I also keep dreaming about reprogramming my personality and reprogramming my haircut. I don't know what that says about me. I'll not sit at that window then, because there's a high chance a builder might come and say hello. I don't really know. I've got lecture notes and stuff to type up. I don't really know what work I'm going to do today. The past 2 days have obviously been quite unproductive. I need to stop that. So I don't know what work I need to do. I need to type up some notes, to do some programming. My program's struggling to create the file. I think it's to do with the file name. It's spitting out the path, which is bizarre. I believe it's because I'm being lazy and using a date as the file name. But I will look into it. And then maybe type up some notes. I don't really know. I don't have a goal. Sorted. That file's being automatically generated. I am going to, my plan of attack for the day, head back to my car so I can go and get my water bottle. Going to implement one more mutant, one more muddler that I've got 2 running, or at least 2 or 3 running, depending on how long it takes, and how into it I get. And then I'm going to like basically get that all sorted so that I can go home onto Atlas, recompile it in release mode, and then run it like full on from the command line. No debugging, nothing like that to slow it down, like just launch into it, see how fast it can go. But like I say, I don't think my program is the thing that's slowing it down, it's the compiler. So I'm not expecting much more, but it'd be a nice thing to have, wouldn't it? So ladies and gentlemen, lecture is done. I'm heading home early. It's like just gone 2. I'm kind of like stalling a little bit to dodge the bus traffic and stuff. I'm heading back home because I'm not being very productive, or I haven't been very productive. The lecture today was pretty good, HCI lecture, but then after that, from 10 o'clock, I was moving to go and sit in the lab and do some work for a bit. Now, I was going to start implementing my first other muddler, mutant, whatever we're calling them. I call them mutants, but we call them muddlers. So I was going through the process of like, I set everything up, so I had like each file. I was like, I want this file, this file, this file. This is the thing, because I need to learn this Roslyn stuff. I know it briefly, but I haven't explored it, and that's what I need to do in order to do the next bit. So I got everything I need to copy, and then I sat and thought about it, and I'm like, what I'm doing is actually really quite dangerous. In a proper like programming kind of sense. It's a dangerous thing that I'm doing, and I've got no protection against it at all. Obviously all my code's tested and unit tested or whatever, but whatever I feed my code isn't. I have no idea what is being fed to my system. Obviously at the moment it's eating itself, so it's fine, but like, there are things that the next couple of muddlers that I want to implement, there are things that those can do which can cause me a lot of issues, a lot of grief. And the first one I was going to do today was literally just like logical switches, and then I was going to go to like less than, greater than signs and all that kind of stuff, like a quality testing. Problem with the quality testing and things like that is you do it in loops. So, is there anything in my system that stops the tests going off into a infinite loop? No, not at all. There is no. If the tests run off into an infinite loop, and I was testing this before I like started coding anything, there would be nothing I could do to detect it, to stop it, or anything at the moment. So I was like, right, okay, that's a problem. I can't figure out if there's a way for Roslyn. I've got a low battery, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm gonna have to tell you about my thinking process when I get home. I'm sorry. Well, since I'm leaving uni early, I can at least look at some cars. I've got low battery. In fact, I could change my camera battery now. Right, okay, so we're heading back now. They have some pretty decent looking cars there. There's one that's, here's the dilemma. There's two Ford, not Focuses, the other one, it's not Estates, Fiesta. But there's two Ford Fiestas there that are, one of them is like 105,000 miles, but 3 years newer. One of them's the same age, but does 30,000 miles, which is incredible. I mean, like, it's not a nice colour, it's like a silver, and I'm not really a fan of silver cars, but they've got like a black one at the front that's got, yeah. So anyway, there's two Fiestas that look good. They've got two diesels I could buy. They'd part exchange this, although obviously I'm not going to get like an incredible price for it. I get like, he said like 500 to 600 pounds or something based on how good it is. I'm like, I think it's good. I think it's good. We'll like gloss over the things I've had done to it. But so yeah, they have, I said like, I'll probably come back on Sunday with my partner, and if it'll be alright to test drive some. So yeah, they had a silver, from my memory now, silver Fiesta, did like next to no miles, like less than 40,000 miles, same age as this. 1.4 though, that's potentially an issue for me and my insurance. I shouldn't drop down to 4. They had a Peugeot 206. I don't like Peugeots, or 207 or whatever the fuck it is. I don't like them, but it's a diesel and it's got thingy. They had a Corsa diesel as well, which did like 150,000 miles. But the mileage, as far as I'm aware, the mileage on diesels is completely different to petrol. Like, a diesel car with 100,000 miles is like, meh. But a petrol car at that price, you're like, so we'll see. And I'll text Josh about that and figure that out, and I'll ring Dad about it too. But yeah, so they had like 4 cars that I would be relatively interested in. I just got to go and check insurance prices and stuff. But I've taken photos, so I can think that they don't have a website or anything silly like that. It's irritating. But I drive past it every day, so I knew it was there. Anyway, what else then? What was I talking about beforehand? Infinite loops and shit. So I was hoping to be able to try and use Roslyn to be able to spot things like that if it was to happen. I can't see of any obvious tool. You can do things like count how many loops it will do, I think, or something like that, but there's no way of saying whether it's infinite, or no obvious way, at least. I haven't like dived into the Roslyn route. So I was thinking along this point, I'm like, if a serious issue that I could have is an infinite loop, that's a problem that I need to be able to solve. But like, if you take that further, something else I need to be able to solve is I'm basically blind running code. Like, I don't know what code is being given to my program. I don't know what code is being run when they run the tests. They don't even technically have to write a test. As long as it looks like a test, my program will run it. So someone, as Chris mentioned in the comments the other week, someone could write a test that deletes every single file on your hard drive, and my program will be like, lol, let's do that. And I'm like, how can I defend against that? So I spent about 2 or 3 hours working on implementing a what's it called? Application. Fucking hell, that car's a beautiful colour. This car on the right here, it's a learner car, and it's wrapped in like gold blue. Do you see that? Gold blue, shiny blue. So I was looking into doing this thing where you can essentially put it in a sandbox and you deny it access to things. So I could say, right, I want to call the test runner, but I'm only going to give you access to this file, this file, this file, this file. If you have access to anything else, then deny the access. But that doesn't work, because the test runners won't run in a restricted, you have to give them full access, because if they somehow know that I'm calling them in a restricted way, and then they're like, oh no, can't do it, lol, fuck that. So it's me spending ages, and it's, as I'm doing it, it's like, oh, can't access this, can't access that, can't access this. I'm like, okay, so I give it access to the thing it needs, give it access to the thing it needs, give it access to everything it needs. So I've given it the entire test solution. It can do whatever it wants to that solution, because I literally just pick it up and bin it anyway. I give it entire access to the program it's running. I give it executable rights. I give it X, Y, and Z, which I think are probably reasonable things to give it. And then it goes, oh, can't do it with restricted stuff. I'm like, well, you could have fucking said that first, couldn't you? Before I just go around coding all of this extra stuff in to give you the rights to access files that you need to access, or even pull out information so that I can decide what rights to give you on things. So anyway, that was really irritating. And because I kind of had to go back on myself like that, I feel like I haven't done anything today, because I sunk time into doing this thing and then found out that MS Test Runner won't do it, VS Test Runner won't do it. And the problem is, those two processes do nothing to try and spot things like infinite loops. They do nothing. They will just run and run and run and run and run. And I thought, rather stupidly, that they might. I think they do stuff if an infinite loop will overrun on memory and all that kind of stuff. It won't let that happen, but if you just put an empty infinite loop, it will just run it. So I looked into the possibility of NUnit, because NUnit does things like that, and like NUnit is something that I wanted to support at some point. It's just I don't use it, so it makes no sense for me not to support it straight away. But NUnit means that I won't be able to support MS Test stuff, and that means that so it's a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a ball ache at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, it's got to be said. So what I've decided to do is move my test runner into an asynchronous call. So I call the process asynchronously, and if I don't get a response within a predefined timeout, that's an issue as well. It's because I don't fucking know how long the test is supposed to run for. But if I don't get a response in a predefined timeout, then I will cancel the asynchronous call. Like that's the other option, basically. But otherwise, I can't think of a way of killing the process if it's like not doing much. So it's quite difficult, to be honest with you. I'm not really sure the best way to go about it, and I'm like getting frustrated at myself. I'm like, I need to go home. I'm in an irritable mood today because I've not been sleeping very well over the past couple of days, and I've been going to bed really, really late, like post 12, and getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and doing that for a succession of nights has caught up with me, I think. And like a combination of last night's wine and today, and I'm like, oh god, I just don't want to get up. I don't want to do anything, and I just feel like I need to just switch off. But I also feel like I need to get work done. It's a constant battle. But yeah, otherwise we're going back to that place on on Sunday, me and Laura, to go and test drive some motors. So that'll be fun. We'll go and see what we think. But so this means you guys have time to comment as well. Oh, my foot slipped off the clutch there. Bloody hell, Jamie. Bloody hell. My foot, you know when your foot goes on it and then my foot went past it? And I'm like, ow, that bloody hurt, actually. But I saved it, it's fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, diesels, are they worth it? The driving I do, are they worth it, you reckon? And then what's a reasonable kind of mileage for things like that? Is it better to get a 2003 car that's done 40,000 miles, or a 2006 car that's done 100,000? I lean towards the 40,000. So we'll see. The 40,000 one, the 100,000 one's more expensive as well, but they're 1.4, so I've got to do insurance tests on them anyway. But words anyway. I've just seen a Suzuki Swift. I still want one. Come here. I was hoping they'd have one, but no. But yeah, he said he'd part chop my car, which is good for me. It means I don't have to sell this. I know I could get more if I sell it. I know I know I'll part chop it to him for 500. He'll sell it for 1,300 or 1,500 or something stupid like that. I know that'll happen because I'm not an idiot. But it's a lot fucking easier, isn't it? It's a lot less hassle. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really not my day today. Just like in general, it's just been a pretty shit day. Kind of waiting for Laura to come back. Can't bloody wait. Because I'm in a bad mood. So I've just pulled in my project from the old Visual Studio, and I'm just going to run it now in release mode and see what it does. See how long it takes and stuff like that. But a lie, I've basically not done shit for the past hour or whatever. So I'm just chilling. I'm just chillaxing, not doing anything at all really. And ladies and gentlemen, time jump. My program ran. I produced a vlog file. Everything's fine. I just need to do this asynchronous stuff so that I can capture my infinite loops and add more stuff. Tomorrow is going to be much more productive. I've had the evening and afternoon off since I got back, so I can't be very much. Yeah, and we're going to have an early night as well. It's like 10:15 and I'm heading off to bed. There you go. Automatically generated without me stepping in and intervening, which is awesome sauce. It also took, if you're interested, 14 minutes to run through the entire process, which is decent. It's a little bit faster. It was like, what, 16 minutes when you run it in debug mode? So there's a slight difference. Cool. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll talk to you tomorrow to find out what's going on tomorrow. It's going to be exciting. Who knows? All I know is I'm going to be working from home and doing lots and lots of work. It's going to be grand. I'll catch you later.